So I got that. I did some research on him. He's a Muslim enabler.
How so?
He's got some dealings with some big boys in Islam. You should look into it. They did there's some big donators in Texas who've got a lot of money who are very much involved in they're part of the whole network over there of the whole Islam thing, and I don't know, I'm not real comfortable with that. But the things I do like about him are that he's very pro-Israel. He's extremely pro-Israel. He is a breath of fresh air when it comes to the state of Israel as compared to the last 4 presidents.
Oh, Bush was pretty...
Which Bush?
W.
This last guy?
Yeah, he was pretty pro-Israel.
Do you think
so? He
so?
was the most pro-Israel president ever.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you get that?
He gave a blank check to Israel to do what it wanted against Lebanon. No other.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the fact that him and Condoleezza pressured Shamir to try to give back Gaza?
Wait, you're thinking Herbert Walker?
No, I'm talking about this last guy.
Yitzhak Shamir wasn't president.
I'm not sorry. Ariel Sharon.
Oh, Ariel Sharon.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, Ariel Sharon withdrew voluntarily on his own. So I'm not saying that George W. was perfect, and I'm not saying that even the U.S. president should give Israel a blank check and everything, and not ever exert pressure to change their policies. But overall, I think it's widely acknowledged, certainly by Israelis, that he's the most pro-Israel president ever.
Not the most pro. He's not more pro-Israel than Ronald Reagan or Harry Truman. Under Reagan's 8 years, Israel never gave back 1 inch of land. But they gave back before and after. Harry Truman signed the document to create the State of Israel. I think those were the 2 biggest friends in America that Israel ever had. In the presidency, in the White House. Those were the 2 biggest. Anyways, I like this guy, Perion, State of Israel. His attitude is, quote unquote, State of Israel has a right to exist and defend itself. He was asked, what about the Palestinians? Do they have a right to a country too? And he said, I leave that question up to the parties over there involved. So I really like that. That's a great attitude. And, it's like part and parcel in his belief system, because he's one of these Christians, these Zionist Christians that believe that the Jews because there's no difference to them between the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel. You know what I mean? Like the nation of Israel today, which is on the map, it was created to them. It's like that is the nation of Israel that's talking about.
Yeah, the state of Israel.
The state of Israel that we have, they call that the nation of Israel, and that same nation of Israel is how they translate, the children of Israel in the Bible. So to them, there's Zionistic and biblical implications of this secular country that was created by Bolsheviks, and it obviously we don't follow that, right? But these Christians do, and fine, I don't really care. That's what the reason is. I appreciate the fact that they are so adamantly pro-Israel. I really appreciate that. Then also they're also he's very warm and congenial with Frummings. He respects the whole
he'd be the most Christian president that I can recall.
Well, in our lifetime.
Yeah, in our lifetime.
Because at the beginning they were fanatics.
Right, no, but in our lifetime, Rick Perry would be the most Christian president.
Oh, he would absolutely be the most Christian, religious president. Even though that George Bush was born again.
Yeah, W was fairly religious.
He was born again, but he was a Methodist, right?
Well, Perry's a Methodist too.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, but he's...
oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But Perry seems even more Christian and more Texan. Seems more Texan and more Christian. He's definitely more conservative than W. Bush.
Based on his quotes and the things he did, and the things he has said, that praying out loud and calling for a day of prayer and calling for a day of fasting and praying and all this stuff. I mean, this is really.
I like it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean,
I love it.
It's a Frummy's wet dream. I mean,
exactly.
It's just like let's take Torah and put it out there. Let's put it out there that we are people. We are a nation of believers. We believe in God.
We believe in the Bible.
We believe. Well, yeah, and we're and let's go back to our Judeo-Christian foundation. That we are not ashamed. Religion is not like masturbation. It's not something that you have to, that everybody does, but you do it behind closed doors and we don't want to see it. No. Religion is something that we all do in public. I walk down the street, I have payas in public.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't take them off and clip them on when I come back in the house, okay? I wear a yarmulke outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tzitzis. This is how I am 24/7. This is how I walk outside. In your face with it. I am in, would you say that? Like,
yeah.
Levi's in your face with this big beard, right?
Yeah.
He gets in your face with his religiosity. That is America. America is a place where we protect the right to be in your face with our religiosity, you know? And that's what I want to see from our leaders. I want to see that reflected. All of our leaders and all of our leaders should be like that as well. I want Christians. I want this country to be a Christian country run by Christian fanatics. That's the best America can be. When we bring God into the country, into the classrooms,
mm-hmm.
into our streets. I don't care about Christianity in the churches. I care about Christianity in our daily lives, in the supermarkets, on TV, everything. That's the best America can be, right? I mean, obviously the best would be if it was a Torah country, right?
Right.
Or a Noahide country, but you're not going to get that, right? Let's be realistic. The best America can be is a fanatic Christian country. And it's started off that way, and it's what makes America great, and why it's been so great for Jews and for Torah in this country is because the foundation and the fabric is Judeo-Christian values carried out by people who take it seriously. Rick Perry appears to me to be somebody who is non-apologetically Christian.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we need. That's Ellen West too.
Yeah,
Ellen West is the same way. Go ahead, sorry.
And he's unapologetic Texan, which is good. Like, Texas embodies a lot of great conservative values, and he's unapologetic conservative, and he is taking the smack to President Obama more than all the other Republican nominees put together. Like, just in the last 24 hours, like, Rick Perry is just smacking Obama. I can't recall the statements off the top of my head, but it's something that none of the other, it's like, it's hardcore, it's intense, the way that Rick Perry and blunt is going after Obama. And you know, I love that, as I absolutely loathe Obama more than any U.S. president of the past 100 years.
I think he's the worst president of all time.
Yeah.
I think he's done more damage than all the other presidents put together. What he's left, you know, he's taken such a dump on the economy here. It's going to take a lot of time to repair.
Yeah.
He did so much damage on his own.
Yeah.
You know, but if I have no problem with Perry. Now, the thing I wanted to get into was I was doing some research. I was vetting the guy. Is there anything for us?
No.
Is there anything for us?
No.
Do you know who any of these people
No.
are?
Finish, finish your point. Finish your point.
All right, I'll finish my point.
And then I'll come back to it.
Okay. So what am I saying? So I vetted the guy over the weekend. You know, I'll be honest with you, lady.
Yeah.
I never heard of him.
Yeah, I know very little about him.
I never heard of the guy, right? You know, and like they said on the news, like Rick Perry is, you know, he entered the race today, and like he's already ahead of the rest of them. You know, and I'm like, who is he, right? Like, and he's legit. Like, I did a lot of research over the guy. Turns out, right, the internet is filled with condemnation of him that came from Jews. Jews can't stand him. But let's understand this, folks, and you're hearing it here first, because I'm a Jew, and I have no problem with him, and I'm going to explain what's going on here. Those Jews who have a problem with him are a special breed of Jews. They are liberal Ashkenazi Jews.
Yeah.
They are liberal Ashkenazi Jews. And I say Ashkenazi, right, because I have never met a non-Ashkenazi that has a problem with somebody because they're too Christian. I have never come across that. That is a thing that Ashkenazi Jews